Welcome to another episode of Dev Diaries. And today I'm going to walk you through to visualizing the Phantasma database with the transactions that we have on the Phantasma network or blockchain. Network, blockchain, I still think of it the same. So first thing what we want to do is we already have the data. I will go with that. I'm going to explain the data later. But first thing and foremost, let's set up our kuzu database. So first what we want to do is we want to go to Docker. You'll see Kuzu Explorer. So if you go to containers, images, Kuzu Explorer latest, and you can run this one. I think I pulled Kuzu Explorer right here. I'm not running this one for some reason. This one is giving me errors. I think this one is on my, oh well. This one was on my PC. But anyway, you want to pull this one right here. Pull the Kuzu Database Explorer and just use latest. And that's what this one is. All right, now once you pull that, I think I deleted that already, but I still have the image. Now I have that image. I'm going to take you through the steps on how to get that right. So in order to get this right, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and hit run. Optional setting, container name it whatever. I just let a random name be generated since it doesn't matter. Post, put an 8,000 right there, as you see right there. Path, I'm going to select, this is my path right here. I already got this selected. I think I need to delete this previous data that I had, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. Container path. Now if you're running this, the container path should be database. That's going to be across all Kuzu containers. That's a part of the documentation. So we're going to run that, and it's going to create that. All right, now once that's created, it should be running. So we're going to open it up. Once we have this opened up, you also want to have gdotv downloaded. You can just find that. Oops, my bad. Just by going to g.v right here. Boom, a boom, a boom, a boom. Whatever you're on, download it, and then you should be fine. All right, now once you have that downloaded, let's go ahead, go back to this Kuzu Explorer. We'll go to import data. Now I already have the data made, but I'm going to explain the data while I'm here, just in case you want these files. Real quick, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We're going to go to, I have 3 files on here: address collection, address mapper, and address chaser. If you download this, this is not a finished product. This is a rough draft just to get some data, just to visualize it for testing, for quick testing. The next step is to create a database and gather all data from every single address sending sold transactions. But for right now, this is just the rough draft pre-test data. So if you run this, the first thing you want to run is address collection. Address collection just grab every single address on here and it put them in files. All right. So the files that this is going to get, and you don't need to do anything but just run this. The files, I'm sorry, what is count on this one? For validator and validator kind, count is equal to get address count validator. Oh yeah, my bad. That's just so I didn't have to query the API for more if there wasn't any count within the validators. And validator, to be honest, is just these right here. Invalid, primary, secondary, proposed, right? So anyway, this is going to put everything into files. When you run this, it will take a while. And if you do not want it to take a while, you just want to get the address, which you really would need this. But the most thing that's going to take a while is transaction count. As you'll see right here, wrong thing, my bad. All of that will be stored in a file transaction address collection. The only files you'll need to worry about is address collection invalid, which is all addresses and whatever else is going to come with that. Then we're going to go with sold balances, which is whittled down to just have the sold balances of each address plus the transactions, total transaction count of that address. Stake masters, this is definitely still outdated as well. As you see, 845. I think that number is like 860 something now. But anyway, this is just the address and the stake amount. If you're a stake, if you're a stake master. All right, that's it for that one. The next one would be address chaser. Now, what address chaser does is it's just going to go from address collection. You're going to put in the address, and it's going to chase that address and just grab the transaction counts. I mean, not transaction count, but it's going to take the address and it's going to grab that transaction count from that address, as you see right here, and it's going to get all the transactions on that address. So as you'll see right here, this is address transactions. These are all the address on this. I'm gonna copy this because this is Biconomy. This is all the transactions on this address. All right, you might want this because you don't want to say if you want to do any data visualizations. I didn't want to load up too many nodes into my data. I wanted to start with something fairly big, but not too big on my address count, right? And I figured an exchange would be okay, but not too much like KuCoin. All right, so after you get out for address transaction, the next thing you want to go to is address mapper, I believe. Yes, address mapper. What address mapper do is going to take whatever address you put in here. As for example, well, I have this address. Okay, I had to think for a second. Well, it's going to take this address and it's going to map the sold. Go take the address and the transactions that I have. So I'm going to open up that transaction file and it's going to run through those transactions and just find out if soul was being sent. So on the Phantasma Chain, you have different type of events such as NFTs being sent, K-Cow when it's burning, things of that nature. So you want to just find the ones where soul is being sent. I only want to track soul. I don't want to track anything else, just soul. So when I'm tracking soul, I would go here and I would say, okay, then address transaction for souls is going to get all that transactions, go through the events and just track anytime that they sent or received soul. Usually you don't need a received. All you need is a sent. But I set this up in a way to where I need receive, because if you send something, then it's only rightfully so that another party will receive whatever you sent. And it will have two, it will have a token send and a token receive. Once you know there's a token send, you already know there's a token receive. That token receive is just duplicate data of that token send. So you don't need a token send. I mean, I take that back. You don't need a token receive you don't have to watch for that. Or you don't have to watch for a token send. You can just watch for a token receive. Either or. You only need a token send or a token receive. You don't need both since they're just duplicate data. That's only true of the same. Well, that's true for all events for Soul at least. But anyway, nevermore, let me get out of mappings. Once you go to address mapper, once that's finished, you're going to have this data right here. That's going to go through these address mappings. And you can see what I'm talking about right here. This is long, and then I still go down. This is just duplicate right here. You can kind of see right here on the side. These are just duplicate timestamps. What's that? 17.3. I'm just gonna copy this. You'll see what I'm talking. It should be 17.3. See, 17.3, and then another 17. It's the same thing, same transaction. So that's why I said it's you only need one. Right now it's just duplicate data, but I need this for how I set everything up. This is before I even thought, oh, that's duplicate data, Anyway, so now that's done. You will want to go to, where's my graph map? Graph map. Now graph map, all this does, it just use that I forgot what I just called this, that mapping data, and just grab the nodes and just grab the edges. So as you'll see right here, I really didn't have to do it like this, but I was trying to graph some stuff and I thought, hey, why not just use this? I'm using network graph for this, or network X. Didn't need to do it this way, but I thought, hey, why not just use this nodes from the node list, So yeah. And I just have this data right here, which is my edges, and I added it such as that. I didn't have to do it this way, but that's the way I was setting it up when I did it. So that was the best way that I went to. So in order to grab that, to start mapping this data visually, you're going to take whatever data you have in this mapping, one of these files, and you're going to post that address in here. Everything is named after the addresses that it correlates to. For example, so mappings is correlated to the address transactions correlated to the address, besides address collection. That's just overall collection of everything. But everything else is solo dolo. All right, now that that's done, get this out the way. Let's go ahead and head to our kuzu database. So we're going to head to kuzu. Now, if this mess up, I will be upset because I've been getting some errors on this. And it's just, I don't know. I think it's just kuzu. Create new table. If I get an error, I'm just going to say, oh, thank God. Select file, edges. I think it just depends. Anyway, select file, edges. Then I'm going to go to relationship, create new table, address node to address nodes. If you want to do more with this, I would advise not doing it from here. Because if you want to add, say, another file on here, let's say I wanted to add another mappings file, and I grab those address nodes and address relationships, and I try to import them through this way. If the node already exists in the table, I would get an error saying trying to insert when the primary key already exists. You may want to download kuzu, like pip install kuzu from Python, and then program that. You can still see that right here somewhere. Yeah, somewhere around here. See Python, kuzu, network X. Yeah, they got some stuff on here. But anyway, I wasn't really trying to do all that. I'm not trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? But there we go. Just an example of the type of stuff you'll create. Create that, load some data, do whatever else you got to do with it next. You know? So, yeah. This looks pretty good, I guess. I'm not a fan of this. But anyway, I don't care about that right now. Let me get back to what I was at. All right. Let me go back to kuzu. Did I already import this in here? I didn't. Create new table, start import. Let's see if I don't get no errors. Thank God. All right, now I go to my schema. Now you see my schema. I got my address nodes and I got my address nodes, right? So now you got your schema. That's just the relationship. Now I want to go here. Now, as you see, I'm not a cipher person. So in order to do these, I'm just gonna grab this from here. I'll be honest with you. I'm just gonna grab all of this. All right, buddy. I'll just grab this from here. Paste it in here. If I wanted to do anything else, I'm pretty sure they got some documentation explaining how to do it. I'm not about to go through all that. I just wanted something simple. So I'm just going to take something simple on that. All right, so I'm going to just start playing that. Let me run it. All right, when I run it, boom. You get your data visualized, right? This look cool and all, but this not sexy. When you visualizing data and somebody look at this, excuse me, what would somebody say? Oh yeah, I see you got your data visualized, boom, 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 boom. But it's not sexy, man. You know, nobody want to look at this and see these addresses and just see this right here. It's not sexy. You want something sexy, and to make it more sexy, like I guess this is okay, but this still isn't sexy. I'm sorry. It look cool. Color scheme is looking okay, but it's not sexy. All right, so we want to make it look sexy. So in order to do that, that's why we download gdotv. In order to download gdotv, just go to gdotv.com, download whatever else you need, and then when you set it up, you'll get something like this. In order to finish this up, we're going to go to database connection, grab database type kuzu, release kuzu lock after each one. And unfortunately, I can't search that like that was right there. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to copy this path. Boom, boom. Paste right here. Get rid of these. Boom, boom. Test connection. Connection to establish Am I tripping? This don't even make right. Connection to establish successfully. Would it not be connection established successfully? Establish connection successfully or connection to. Ah, maybe that's what it's saying. Like connection to established successfully, like connection to database established successfully. All right, database name. I'm just gonna call it fan. You know, sounds simple. All right, let me go ahead and submit that. All right, once I submit this, I'm just gonna run whatever they have right here. I'm gonna let this get done doing what it's doing. I'm not sure if it matters though, but you know, I'm really ready to just play it. Let me see what happens if I play this. All right, so I mean, I don't see anything. So I'm gonna go to new graph explorer. I mean, it's taking a minute. You know, maybe I might take that whatchamacallit off. You know? I don't know why it's taking that long. Could give it some time though, but I never knew for it. This is kind of long, I'll be honest with you. It's not grabbing that much data. Maybe should I delete connection or should I just let this ride out? Let me stop this real quick. Let me see what happens. If I stop it, and then I go to g.v. Taking too long, yeah. It shouldn't take that long. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna exit out of you. I don't like stuff taking that long. I could be a bit impatient though, but some stuff should not just take that's an exorbitant amount of time for no reason. Should it be taking 30 seconds to grab at least what, maybe 50, 75 connections or address and whatever else? Come on now. But yeah, let me wait a little bit, let it get back right. All right. All right. Now let me go ahead. Could not set on lock file, lock see the docs, whatever. This is what I'm saying. I got this right here. View database graph explorer. So I got all of these connections. I already have this up here is what this should be. So now let me get rid of whatever this is. Yeah. All right. Just make sure. Press that data model. This is what it should have looked like. Now I go to my new data graph, whatever. I get everything on here. Let me see if I can put like 75 on here. See what happens. Okay, now I have my nodes, right? And it should be okay, yeah. Now that I have my nodes, you can see it's directed. It's going to have it. It's going here to here. And now what I want to do next is I want to no, could have these nodes right here, but what do I want to do? That's if I hold that. That's gonna go to everything. What I'm looking for is what I want to do, and excuse me. I'm looking for a way to not table view. Here we go, graph style. Well, shit, can I put the color on here, buddy? Nah, I just wanna. I don't need to filter anything. Well, I could say filter edges where shit, can I say how I can do this? Well, excuse me. It's looking like I don't know what I'm doing. And you know what? Yeah, that's what it is. I got all of this. I want the weights to show up, to be honest with you. But let me see how I can get these weights to show up. Load edges. Edit view properties. Vertices, properties. I want to see this property. That's not what I want to do. But how come I can't configure graph style layout? All right, that's on me for real. What does this do? I want to just view this. I wanted to just get the color on here. Change layout. I mean, all right. So while I'm looking at this, I'm just gonna go through this real quick. So if you could change layout, this is what I mean by making it sexy. I'll figure that out later. But you could say community layout. It added whatever community layout is. I'm not sure what all that is. Force directed layout, which is what we were just on. Circular layout, which looks good as well. And you'll see, boom, 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 boom. All of these going to this, and this is getting put out to that. Looks good as well. Tree layout looks good, and you can basically see whatever you need to see, and you can edit it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not map layer settings. I don't know why I can't configure the styles right now. Graph size setting, customize edge setting. I don't really care about that. It should be on here. Weight. So I guess these are the ones that sends the most weight. Address by degree, both out. So this should be the fattest node on here. That's fine on there. I don't need data. I wanted to get the color on their edges. I don't need that. It's not graph size setting. Yeah, I'm not sure right now. But anyway, you get what you can do to this with this. So I might just leave it at that. I'm not sure where I can edit these edges. I know it is on here because I did it before, but that was a good little minute ago. Edges. I mean, it wasn't that long. Wait. Edit the appearance. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Default caption weight. Caption text color, vertical alignment. Across edge, I'm gonna say above edge. Lowercase. That's some other stuff. Color. Let me go like weight. What would be a good color for weight? Something that's like, oh yeah, you getting fat, you getting big. Brown. Yeah, I feel like brown is a decent color. All right, gonna add a brown. All right, edge, caption, borders. Hey, I don't care about none of that. We're gonna save that. All right, I saved it. Did it not go through? Zoom in. I guess it didn't. Well, I don't know why that didn't go through. We'll figure it out. Anyway, for node, vertex. All right, what is this? I don't need no background, vertex color. I'm just gonna try some green real quick and just see what this look like. So that none of that is saving on there. I'm just gonna put everything green. Caption style, node label, address. I want an address on here. Caption color. I would do this black if I could. Close. Actually, I would prefer this black and nose green. I guess this would be centered. This wouldn't look that good. Yeah, whatever. Lowercase. Text background color. All right, let me say this. I wonder why it looks like this. Do I gotta refresh it? I don't need Data Explorer. Now let me go to data model. I gotta refresh this or something. Oh no. Should refresh data model, right? Oh well. I'm not sure how to change this color. You know what I'm saying? I got everything I need to do on here, so shit. Hey, it is what it is. Now you get to see how to do everything else. Everything else on here. I know I did it before. Do I feel like doing it again? Nope. I do, but right now that's not what I want to do. I do want to change layout. I'm not gonna lie. If you want to get off this video, that's fine. Go ahead. It's been done. I'm gonna just try this, figure this out real quick. It's not this, it's not this, it's not this. I'm gonna enter full screen. No, get rid of this. So you can end it. Technically, the video ended 5-6 minutes ago. It's not that. I can't get with that. Custom edge sizing. I thought I did all of that. Degree out. Use default size. Wait. Save on that. I guess someone did get bigger. Can't really tell. And I'm gonna go with circular. All right. View. Edit. Where's that at? Hold shift and click to drag rectangle select elements. Okay. You know what? I'm not sure where to get this at. I'm not even sure. Oh, let's exit full screen. Can't get the color on this. Arrow color. I want arrow color to be green if I can. Close. Line color. Green. Oh, there we go. Line width. Whatever. Save. But it's not coming out here when I save it. But I'm saving it, but it don't save. I'm not sure why it's not saving. Maybe it's something wrong with this. Like save should save it, but save and then when I go back up here is no, wrong thing, edges. It's not saving. So what if I get out of here, bring it back up? This mug could be janky for real. If it's janky, it's just janky. But I'll find out pretty soon. I don't even care about. I wanted to make this video short. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. No, I don't want to go to new. I wanted to just view this data. And I want to say my data model. I want to save this. The edges and all of that. Well, can I go back to colors first? Still can't go with colors. If I can't go to colors, I don't think I can do this. I'm gonna just add that and say close. Can I save? Maybe I gotta go down here or something. Nah. Oh well, fuck it. You know, I don't got time to be thinking about this shit. I know this is what I did last time, but for some reason, I'm not allowed to save this. So I'm just gonna cancel that. Since I got this, let me try this real quick. Let me say if I gotta query this. Let me just run this. All right, so if I run this, then can I do it? Vertices, edges, query, summary. I don't care about any of that. Graph. Yeah, this right here isn't working. Well, I hit my time limit. I'm done. All right. Thank you for participating in another episode of Dev Diaries. As I said, this was just a rough draft. You can see how you can edit this information if you need to, which is okay. But the next step is to put this in a database so that way I don't have to upload CSVs. I can just query against the database. I just got to figure out which one is the best bet, like MongoDB, however, and then just do all of that. But all right. Thank you for participating and listening. If you listened and watching another episode of Dev Diaries.